Welcome back to Champion News Talk Radio, brought to you by championnews.net. During the break, Michael Brown was talking about something. Michael, why don't you tell the listeners what you wanted to say?
Well, it's just, if you look over Jack's political career and all the fighting that he did to bring integrity and honor back to the Republican Party in Illinois and stand for a lot of the same things that the Tea Party stands for. Well, that was before the Tea Party was around. He was a skunk at a picnic for years. And now with the Tea Party that rose all over the nation with the exact same philosophy, you're no longer a skunk. You got a whole army of skunks with you.
Well, I've been called all kinds of names. The local editor called me a member of the lunatic fringe and Hitler and a child hater. The head of the union in Barrington, I live in Barrington, it's kind of a rich place, and the head of the school board, not a school board, the head of the union said it's time to tax and spend, this is about 15 years ago, time to tax and spend, and don't listen to that Jack Roser, who is the cockroach in the caviar of Barrington. I wear that as a badge of honor.
That's a good one.
Well, you know what, Jack? You've been fighting the battle at the school level, and right now, as we speak, during this important election cycle, 9 days away from the election, there's petitions going around for school board candidates.
Yep.
And if you...
The school board's election is not with this election.
No.
It comes in what, March?
April.
April of next year.
But petitions are now being circulated. So now is the time. This is, we're talking about grassroots Tea Party people,
Up to when can they apply to be on school board?
December?
The turn-in is December 17th through December 24th. You can start passing petitions now. The reason to start passing them now is you're out walking for a candidate or passing out issue pieces. You can get people to sign your petitions right now, from now all the way into December. And most school board races, you need 50 signatures.
But you want to always get three times more.
Always get a lot more.
We need a swarm of people.
Yes, we do.
We got, 860 school districts in the state of Illinois.
Just in Lake County alone.
We need to change the board and get the stinking lackeys of the rotten teachers union, the stinking IEA, get those lackeys of that out of the school board.
Yes.
Because your superintendent is just a figurehead, a guy in a suit trying to convince you that you ought to pay more taxes for this crappy education that he's supposedly head of. He isn't head of it. What's head of it is the IEA. Because they, with their money, have elected your school board. And we got to bring that to an end.
But this is exactly the point, because the IEA elects the school board. This is a great grassroots at your local community. Well, for fiscal conservatism, this is going to save your property taxes.
This is 60% or more, of your and 80% of that is the salaries
and
of these people.
Yep.
Right.
A large part of which goes into the stinking IEA teachers union.
But the thing is, the rank and file teacher salary is not that of the
What's happening is the union negotiators and union leaders are actually helping themselves while hurting the rank and file teachers. They are hurting the teachers themselves.
The problem isn't the teachers; it's the stinking teachers union.
It's the union leaders are the ones causing the biggest problem. It's not the rank and file teachers.
Lennie, what's the new organization that's going? Our Children's Future?
For our Children's Futures, and actually an organization I started before I came here, specifically for teaching people that want to run for school board and other local offices how to bring fiscal sustainability to their school districts. In Lake County alone, there are 695 open positions coming up in the spring elections that we need to start filling. 2011, we found this out firsthand. We actually, some groups that we were associated with, some great grassroots group, had 35 candidates running for local offices. We got 23 of them elected. Most of them were to school boards. So we've started that process. We want to expand on it this year. This year, I know I've got already over 20 school districts. People are ready to run for their school district.
There's 860 school districts
across
in the state.
Yep.
So we have to, some of them are very small downstate, and others are immense, like Chicago.
Yeah, and Elgin,
But there's 860 of them, and we have to change that.
Yes, we do.
Because your representatives are not democratically chosen. They are not the people you want in there, because they are serving the purpose of the stinking
Right.
IEA, which gets, what, $122
Some
million a year
Yep.
out of the teachers.
Right. And that's what we discovered in
dues.
2011.
That's an illegal extraction of money from the teachers.
It's for, you're paying to have the job, is what the unions at that
Well,
level
you
do.
know, a
You're
lot
paying
of
They
to have
run
the
the whole
jobs.
Wait a
thing,
second.
and our kids get
Yes.
crap.
Wait a second. A lot of teachers that I talk to, they get little memos and they're little telling them
Oh, they
who
do.
to vote for.
Right. Well, as I said, in 2011, we uncovered a bunch of emails where the superintendent and the unions, both the IFT and the IEA, were working out of Springfield, working to making sure they told everybody in the school districts who to vote for.
Who to vote for.
And this happens all across the state,
It's
and that's why
electioneering,
we've
and
lost
it's
control.
illegal, but they get away with it.
The
It's
state-
illegal
yes.
that they take the 80% of the dues of the teachers and spend it on Madigan and his daughter. They both got $1 million
this-
within the last 2 years, not personally, but because
their
I'm not
PACs,
accusing them of a felony, although it may seem like it to many people. But they get a ton of money to build up their political power.
Yes.
But the solution is these newly awakened Americans, the Tea Party, the good grassroots folks, and you know what? Part of your pension, the pension scam, you can be the solution to it if you
Yes.
step up. And we're having an election here in 9 days, but it ain't over because the
Right.
fat lady ain't singing. So we're going to have more calls to action when we come back here after the break. I'm looking forward to hearing more from Lennie, and I know, Jack, you always have a thing or two to say. Stay with us. We'll be right back.